Hey, it's Rachel Adelicia from Investment Piece, and we are going to talk face masks. First and foremost, I am not a doctor. I do not work for the CDC. In fact, I am just following up on information that I've heard from the CDC that if you're anything like me, you may need to hear this more than once. At this point, it has been recommended that we wear face masks when we go out to do our essential errands. And of course, face masks are not supposed to replace our staying in. That's still the safest thing. It's just when we go to the grocery store, or if we have to go to the doctor, so on and so forth, they are recommending masks. And yet we still want to save our masks for the doctors, nurses, frontline people who may need them. You may have seen the bandana tutorial going around the internet where someone makes a mask from a bandana, and I wanted to show you my take on that. But before we do, I wanted to say that there are so many fashion companies, from independent designers I know in Austin, Texas, Brittany Allen, Reformation, which is global, various jean companies. I could go on, and I'm going to try and list as many as I can on the blog and on my Instagram, because a lot of those companies are offering to not only make you one, but to donate masks, or you can purchase masks to donate. And if you have the means to do so, I think that that is a wonderful way to give back and to make sure that the people who really need the masks get them. There are a ton of masks on Etsy, and I think that if you have the means, also you could buy them there, and of course buy some to donate. I know quite a few people, seamstresses, people who've been able to sew, who are making tons to donate. Again, if you have the means, it's great to donate money for materials, or like I said, money to buy and then donate, whatever. However, if you, like me, are like, well, how are we gonna get through this? We're gonna make our own masks. Now, the tutorial that you may have seen used a bandana, which is great, because if you have bandanas, you should use them. I don't have a ton of bandanas personally. What I do have are vintage scarves. So in doing my research for this, what I have found is that they would really prefer us to use cotton scarves, and like thick cotton scarves, which is kind of where the bandana came in. As you can see, I'm wearing a silk scarf, not the type you want to make a mask of. The idea with cotton is A, that it's washable, that you're wearing it out and you're coming home and you're automatically putting it in the wash. You're not reusing it. You have to wash them in between. If you're really dedicated, you are taking it off outside, only wearing certain clothes outside, all those things. Do that. But don't use your silk ones, also because you may not want to put them in the wash. If you do not have a ton of vintage scarves and you would like to, most vintage stores I know are small, local, women-owned shops, and I know that they would love your support. That's a great thing, maybe an affordable thing, for you to go and buy from your local vintage shop. Different scarves, and also that way you can make it a fashion statement while you are protecting yourself and others. So let's make a mask. I wish I was better at sewing. Ironically, I had to take sewing for my theater degree. Well, I didn't take sewing, I took costuming. And so I can marginally sew, but I will say that some of the tutorials that I've seen for sewing masks were a little bit overwhelming to me. That just felt like it was out of my range. But this is very, very doable for me. I have quite a few vintage scarves, but I've just chosen, this is pretty thick cotton, so I feel like it would be good. And as you can see, it's pretty big. I can't even get in the shot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna fold it in half, like so. And I'm just gonna keep doing that until it's nice in one piece. I'm gonna flip it over so like the seams are towards me. And I'm gonna take my hair ties. Now, if you have fancy hair ties, I'm sure that they would look fantastic on this. You know, another way to make a fashion statement, but you don't have to. And again, we're just gonna put the rubber band on each side, a little bit in, and then we're just gonna fold it. Now, the one I saw, she didn't really tie it, and I know that if you felt like tying it would make it stick, I think that that's something you could do. You could also bobby pin it, or not bobby pin it, safety pin it. Isolation is making me lose my words, which is weird, but it's true. Until you have a nice little thing, and then we're just gonna put it on. Make sure that both your nose and your mouth are covered. I know you really can't hear me that way, but of course you want it tight here. and over your ears with this. I think any scarf, again, cotton, if you can donate. If you want to make a fashion statement, this is, your one venture out into the world, and so you get to say whatever you want with your scarf. I will be linking as many as I can. If I miss one, let me know. The people who are making masks and donating them, if you can help support them in any way. Or if you're making masks and donating them, let us know how we can support you in any way, and thank you for doing that. That's an amazing thing that you're doing. Again, let's wear these when we're very briefly going out for our essential duties. Make a fashion statement, support your local vintage shops, and stay healthy out there. This is Rachel Adelicia from Investment Piece.